Hi everyone, welcome back to Have a Beer with Eric. This is review number 48, and first of all, I want to give a huge shout out to Peer Project. They just turned 3 years old, and they had their anniversary party last weekend, which was really fun. A lot of beers, a lot of options, and I luckily I was able to attend with a VIP ticket, and it was just a great time. So many people that I know, and they were just everybody had a good time. So congrats on that. The whole event was very smooth. A lot of tents, so it covered us from all the sun, and it was supposed to rain, but it didn't, so that was good. And yeah, congrats guys. Keep doing what you're doing. Brew a bunch of awesome beers for us to try, and yeah, with that said, I decided what better way to congratulate Peer Project than to do a review on their third anniversary beer with their third anniversary glass. And I'll show it to you once I fill it up with beer so you can see the design a little better. But so this they released two beers for their anniversary. They're both called Power Numbers. One of them was a single IPA, and this one's a triple IPA. And so this one's 10.6%, and it is brewed with, it doesn't say here, but the hops are the Nelson, Southern Cross, and Hollister Blanc. And so this is hand brewed and canned in San Diego, California by Peer Project. There's no description really. It's very minimalistic, and then it has the list. So last year they started doing collaborations with all the breweries that with a bunch of breweries, and then for their anniversary beer they did two beers with and they invited all the brewers or all the breweries that they collaborated throughout the year to make that beer. So they decided to do that again, and this time they have even more breweries for these beers. And I believe it's 39 other breweries, and they're all listed right here. I'm not gonna go over this list because it's just a lot of names, and but highlights are like there's a Abnormal, Bottle Logic, Virgin, Cerebral, Great Notions on here, Carl Strauss, McKellar, Moxa. So just a bunch of really well-known breweries. So it's pretty cool that they invited everybody to brew this. There's the single and the triple. So it's a 40 brewery collaboration beer, and that's pretty freaking cool. So we'll dive into the beer now. Cool. So we have about a finger and a half or so of head. And now that there's beer, you can actually appreciate the glass a bit better. It has the 3, and then here it has a mountain range. And all the beer stations in the event, they were named after different mountains from all over the country or all over the world. So that was pretty cool. And just to tie their roots, that they're very environmental friendly. They're the 1% for the Planet company, so they always give 1% back of everything that they sell, and they give it to nonprofit organizations, which is pretty awesome. So let's get on to the beer. It's very tropical. Get a lot of citrus, some papaya, some mango, hints of pineapple. And I can actually smell a little bit of the alcohol in there too. And usually Peer Project does an amazing job with triples. I think that's probably the style that they do best. Their double IPs are also pretty awesome. Their singles are pretty good. But I think that they really hit it with the triples, and that's why when I saw that they were going to do a triple IPA for the release, I was like, I have to get that. And I tried it already, and I'm not gonna say anything yet because last time I kind of like just hyped up the beer before drinking it, and even though it was really good, um, I'd rather just comment on the beer after I drink it. So, with that said, let's try it out. Cheers, guys! Cheers, Brew Project! Happy third anniversary! It's really nice. It's got some sweetness to it. Some creaminess in there. A nice full-bodied IPA, hazy IPA. That's why I really like triples more than rather than the percentage but that it packs. Usually triples are very heavy-bodied, so it doesn't leave you like wanting more out of a gulp. It doesn't leave you like you're like this could use more. Like it's not as filling. So triple IPAs are usually very well-bodied beers, and it gives you like a lot of rich taste, and then the body comes together, and it just fills up the beer. And it's really nice that that Beer Project nailed the triple IPAs because it's a style that goes really well for hazy IPAs. And, yeah, like I said, it has a lot of sweetness to it, and a lot of fruit in it too. It's I'm tasting like mango, papaya, like oranges, a little bit of peaches as well. Yeah, that's a pretty nice beer. Um, I really like this. I had this at the event for the first time, and I had the cans before the anniversary, but I didn't want to open them yet. And I tried both the single and the triple at the event. They were both great beers, but I did like the triple better. And yeah, it was a great event. They had so many beer options. The highlights were definitely, I think, the triple, the Phoenix Slugs, and which is Phoenix Shadows, which is the brandy barrel aged imperial stout with coffee or not coffee, coconut and vanilla, and then they added maple syrup and coffee. So that's Phoenix Lux, and also Forgotten Space, which was a barrel aged hazelnut stout. And that one was also really good, and those both of those beers tapped out really fast during the VIP session. So it was nice that I got to try them, and yeah, after we left Pure Project, we went up to Anaheim, and that same day they tapped the kegs for the However Improbable, which is a double barrel triple coconut stout, and we were able to make it like half an hour before all the kegs kicked because they only had 2.5 kegs, and it was a very small batch. I was only able to get my Academy bottle. I wasn't actually able to make the sale because they just sold out really quickly, and so I got to try the beer, and it was pretty nice. It's not super coconut. It definitely has a lot of barrel to it. It kind of tastes like a dark star with coconut. So it was nice. It was good, and I'm excited to try the bottle. I definitely have to open it soon because it says drink fresh, and I'd rather just drink it fresh than age it, and see how the bottle is different from the the draft pour. One of my favorite things about Beer Project's triples like this one is that you usually can't even taste the alcohol. Like I was able to smell it a bit earlier, but right now there's no way this tastes like 10% beer. Um, I think there's only one triple IPA that they've had that I've actually been able to taste it a bit. But other than that, all of their hazies are usually they do a really good job of hiding their alcohol, and like this right now is tasting like a single. It's very easy to drink. It's a very rich beer, very full. but yet very approachable beer. So definitely a beer for hopheads, for IPA fans, hazy IPA fans. It's a really nice beer. Definitely a beer worthy of being an anniversary beer. So, and I picked up my first sale from Modern Times as a member. I had a huge haul, and I bought some Modern Tones vanilla and Modern Tones vanilla with hazelnut and maple syrup. I got some Dinosaur World cans and some Shrine of the Forsaken God bottles, and I'm pretty excited to crack those open. Um, that was one hell of a sale, but it's gonna be great. Those beers are gonna be great. I'll probably do a review at some point on at least one of those bottles, and definitely looking forward to that. And so this weekend we have the welcoming party for the league members. So it's we're getting 5 tasters, and we have like a list of like 10 different beers to try, and and it's members only. So I think it's gonna be a pretty good time. It's over at their Fortress of Gratitude, which is where they have like all their cellars, and they brew some R&D beers. So it's gonna be a pretty fun time, and that's early Saturday, and we'll see where else we end up on Saturday. But I think that's it for now. My rating for this is probably a 4.75 out of 5. It really nails it on the triple IPA beers. So it doesn't. It's pretty hard to get better than this. So it's definitely worth a 4.75. So definitely, if you can get your hands on some, I know that they sold out, but if you can like have a friend that will trade you for some, and they'll show you with some beer with you, definitely go ahead and try it, because it's really good. And until then, I'll just leave you guys for next week. So go ahead and like my video, subscribe to my channel, comment, let me know what you think. Follow me on my Instagram, Have a Beer with Erik, or on Untapped, Viscaya49, and I'll see you guys around. Cheers.